Hey, what's happening to you guys? It's Sonic here and welcome back to another video. So now that things have calmed down a little bit, now that I've been able to process my thoughts about the new Sonic Forces trailer, I want to share you guys my thoughts and kind of first impression of the trailer. Okay, maybe I did that already with the reaction trailer, but this is more like in-depth analysis kind of a thing. But I want to focus on Shadow and the new character, which is called Infinite. Now, let me get Infinite out of the way first. Infinite's design looks freaking badass. It looks freaking badass. The name, I'm not really vibing with the name too much. I mean, Infinite, maybe it kind of correlates with its ability. Maybe his ability can do things that is quite infinite in terms of the scope of it. So that maybe that's why he has that name. But for me personally, I'm not really vibing with the name, but it's still cool. Now, I don't keep up too much when it comes to Pokemon, but his head reminds me of a bat. Now, I don't know what the name of that bat is, and I really don't have the time to look for the name, because Pokemon has over 700 Pokemon, so I don't really have the time for that. But if you guys can tell me what the name of that Pokemon is, it's a purple bat, and that's all I know. That's all I know. But his head kind of looks similar to that. That's the first thing I thought to myself. I was like, bro, he looks like a Pokemon. But anyways, his design is pretty dope. His powers look interesting as well. He's able to create multiple cubes, energy cubes and stuff like that. I could possibly hint towards his ability. Maybe he's able to tap into multiple dimensions, infinite amount of dimensions. I don't know. I'm just guessing here. But we don't know too much about him. We know that now we kind of have a clue as to how Eggman conquered 99% of the Earth. He has the help of Infinite, and he's probably going to be the end boss of everything. So now let's talk about Shadow for a moment, because Shadow is the one that's very, very interesting. We know that Shadow is an anti-hero. He does things his own way. He would be the one to kill someone if he has to in order to complete a mission. That's just the way he is. But him being on the side of evil, it really, I don't know how to put it. In my initial reaction, I was just so fucking hyped to see Shadow, to see Chaos, to see what's his name again? To see Sonic, to see Zavok. I didn't know Zavok's name because I didn't really finish Sonic Lost World, so but to see all those characters just standing there looking menacing as hell, bro, that shit got me so fucking hyped. And then to see Infinite just to float down like that, it's like, bro, the story is going to be epic. That's just my initial thought. It's going to be epic. So, but now that I'm sitting down and thinking about it, Shadow being there is really, really interesting, because I can only come up with a couple of conclusions as to why Shadow would be on the side of evil. Now, the first thing that I thought of is that maybe Shadow is infiltrating the side of evil. Maybe he's playing double agent, so he's kind of playing the evil guy but relaying information to the resistance, Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, and all those people. So that's the first thing I thought of. But then I realized, you know what? He might be able to fool, Metal Sonic, Chaos, and all that. But to be able to fool Infinite, Eggman, and Zavok, that's stretching it a little bit. That's really stretching it a little bit. So, but that could be it, because we know that Shadow always works with Gun and all that stuff, and his teammates are usually Rouge and oh my god, what is Omega? I cannot believe I almost forgot this man's name. But he could be playing double agent, infiltrating the side of evil to be able to relay information back, because he's already made his reputation clear that he will do whatever it takes to achieve a certain goal. And maybe what I'm going into my next point, I guess theory would be that maybe Infinite offered him something, or Eggman offered him something that he just couldn't pass up. And I thought to myself, what could you possibly offer Shadow that will make Shadow work with you? And the only thing that came to my mind is bring Maria back to life. And maybe Infinite was all like, Shadow, you see me? I just helped out Eggman conquer the entire world. So bringing back a little girl and really far up my alley. You know, I could probably do that for you. And Shadow's like, what? Alright, I'll work with you. But something like that. That could be the only motivation I can see Shadow, and I could kind of make Shadow work with the side of evil. The other one being maybe give him back his memory. I think Shadow got his memory back at some point, did he? Or maybe he's still suffering from amnesia. But yeah, maybe those two things. Give him back his memory and or, you know, save Maria, bring Maria back to life. So yeah. Now the other theory that I have is that this Shadow that we're seeing right now is an alternative Shadow. It's the same thing with classic Sonic, because if you pay attention to the dialogue in the E3 demonstration that was shown, you know, at, you know, I don't know where you watched it, probably at IGN or wherever the case may be. Eggman made a note saying, "You're quite the pesky little blue hedgehog from a different dimension, aren't you?" So we got the confirmation, and we knew this already, but we got the confirmation that the classic Sonic that is present in Sonic Forces is not the past Sonic of the modern Sonic. It's a completely different Sonic from a different dimension who showed up to help Sonic and the custom heroes. So maybe that's the case. Maybe this Shadow is from the same dimension, but instead of instead of being good, this Shadow never experienced the kindness from Sonic, Amy, Knuckles, and all that stuff. Maybe he just went pure dark. Maybe Eggman found him, taught him the ways, gave him his memory, and made sure that no matter what happens, he will go through with his original attempt to kill off all humans in order to avenge Maria. So that's something else. So that's just the first three things that came to my mind. Now I could be completely wrong, obviously, because I personally have been wrong on several things already, so I wouldn't take my word as fact, but just, you know, if you have any ideas as to why Shadow the Hedgehog, the most edgiest character in the series, after doing so many heroic things in the past, would decide in the end to go with Eggman and this new mysterious character Infinite, let me know in the comment section below, because I am really interested to see what you guys have to say about this. So yeah, let's just recap again the first three theories. The first one being that he's a double agent. He is gathering information to relay back to the Resistance Force, and maybe nearly halfway through the story we'll learn that Shadow has been playing double agent. He'll try to escape, probably gets killed in the process, or transported into a different dimension after a pissed off Infinite finds out. That could be one of the case. The other one is that he has been given an offer that he just couldn't refuse, and one of those offers could be, you know, to regain his memory, or to save Maria, or to bring Maria back to life. That could be one of the reasons. Maybe that reason could be the opportunity that he needed to join up with Infinite and Eggman, and obviously Zavok and Chaos and Metal Sonic, and then use that opportunity as a means to play double agent. I don't know, I'm just guessing. And the last one is that this isn't really our Shadow per se. This is a Shadow from a different dimension who never went through the events of Sonic Adventures 2, Sonic Heroes, and any other stuff, and he just was kept in secret by Eggman and was unleashed at the most pinnacle of times. Like, this is the perfect opportunity to release this warped Shadow in a sense. I don't know, but yo, this trailer is so fucking hyped. I mean, like, I am so hyped. And after seeing the gameplay videos, which actually I haven't really talked about at all, like, so let me use this opportunity as well to just give you guys my thoughts and impression on those gameplay footages that we've seen so far. And, you know, modern Sonic, it's nice, it's perfect, I like it. Classic Sonic gameplay, the boss battle was actually very interesting. I didn't even expect to see Egg Dragoon show up. That makes things so much more interesting, and it gives me confidence that we won't be going through, you know, the same type of experience that we went through Sonic Generation. Like, things are going to be super different, so that's something to look forward to. And the custom hero section, those were actually fun. I'm not gonna lie, they actually looked pretty dope. And the fact that your equipments will determine how you'll be able to traverse through the levels makes it even more interesting. So You know, at first I was a major hater. I'm not gonna lie, like I was a major hater on the idea of using custom heroes, but now the more I look at it, the more I'm kind of warming up to the idea, and it's looking really awesome. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. Let me know why you think Shadow the Hedgehog would be a villain once more. And also, actually, let me just go back to something else. Correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't Zavok non-existent with the Sonic timeline? I thought that maybe the Deadly Six weren't in canon with the timeline. Maybe I'm wrong, but if bringing him back is sweet. You know what? The more I think about this, the more I feel like this game is now delving into dimension stuff, because obviously we have classic Sonic from a different dimension. Maybe Zavok is a guy from a different dimension as well. Maybe Metal Sonic is a different dimension as well. Maybe Chaos is a different dimension as well, because, you know, but I don't know, man. This is something. And we even see, obviously, Infinite use abilities that seem like he can obviously warp with dimensions. Yeah. I think it would make sense, because, I don't know. It's so interesting, I'm so freaking hyped. I'm rubbing my hands and I don't even know why, but I'm so freaking hyped for this game. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I'm looking forward to seeing your opinions. I'm in Stream Sonic. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.